Okay, I'm not sure what happened there, but we're gonna go on like it didn't happen. So there'll be actually this will be the second uh, video today that I'm gonna put out because I don't know someone just went dead. You know how that goes. So anyway, back to what Trump was saying. Let's do this again.
Biden allowed these people to get away with murder. Biden allowed China to just take advantage of us. We had like $1 trillion deficit.
I love how he says that. China.
With China, $1 trillion deficit. So that was going to only be a matter of time. I think the tariffs brought it out faster and they magnified the problem. But I think this was a problem that existed far beyond tariffs. This was a systemic problem, and we're going to cure that problem. And maybe to a large extent we have, because we've revealed it, and we've revealed it very strongly. Yes.
For the past few days,
let me get this off here right quick. You see, he's explaining it very well. This has been going on for generations. As far as I'm concerned, China alone is our biggest enemy. He's been saying this. Now, Donald Trump has been saying this since I saw an interview he did in 1990, and he said the very same thing. He didn't say China, but I mean, he said China is our biggest enemy. And what they're doing is, and what has happened all along, I was no fan of Nixon. And Nixon, this is probably one of the biggest mistakes he ever did, was to bring China into the fold, okay, of the civilized world. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I mean, I know why he did it. He said, hey, my God, they got 1 billion people living there. That's a lot of customers. We could do great. Well, the problem is, they found out that these were slaves as well, and they work for nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our entire industrial base to China and then sell that stuff back to us, okay? But there's not going to be anybody to buy it because no one's got a job. And I know that's an exaggeration, but you know what I'm talking about. And that's what happened, and it's been going on ever since. I remember Barack Obama saying, hey, these jobs that are going to China are never coming back. He said that. He said that. He said that out loud, like he was proud of that fact. And again, I go back to, you have to have an industrial base in your country, or you're screwed, because you're buying everything from everybody else. You're dependent on everybody else. Pharmaceuticals alone should be something that we as a nation are the only ones that create. Okay, we shouldn't allow a foreign country to do that, because they can hold you hostage doing this. So now suddenly the tables are turned. Suddenly we're holding them hostage because we are their biggest customer. I think we represent 17%, or it's either 7 or 17% of everything that they do. Their entire GNP is based on selling stuff to us. So we got them. We got them right where we want them. Now, Donald Trump's talking about what? I think right now it's 125% tax, a tariff on anything coming from China. And I've seen videos of what's going on in China right now. It's devastating them. It's devastating them. So they're going to have to make a move of some kind. They're going to have to. They're going to have to come to the negotiating table. They're just going to have to. They don't have a choice. They simply do not have a choice. They can't survive without us. So what is Xing think he's pulling off here? What does he think he's doing? Because watch this here. I want you to see this.
Look, nothing's over yet, but we have a tremendous amount of spirit from other countries, including China. China wants to make a deal. They just don't know how quite to go about it. It's one of those things they don't know how quite. They're proud people. And President Xi's a proud man. I know him very well, and they don't know quite how to go about it, but they'll figure it out. They're in the process of figuring it out, but they want to make a deal.
Trump also said the sale of TikTok, with the possibility of that larger trade deal with China, could still be on the table.
How about that? So what exactly is he doing there? No, it's called the art of the deal. He's patting him on the back, saying, "Hey, you're good. You're good. You just need to know how to just come to the negotiating table. You know how to do this. We just got to work on it." And he's right. But I tell you what, as far as China's concerned, I don't give a shit about these people. The CCP, I'm not talking about the Chinese people per se. I'm talking about the Communist Chinese Party. Those bastards need to be taken out. And I'm telling you, I hope this does it. I'm hoping that Xi is taken out. These people are the ones that kept me and you in prison for 2 years. They're responsible for it. I want blood. I want them to pay for that. And if this is the way it works, that's great, because I tell you what, when the economy tanks in a country, people become desperate. And from what I've seen in China, now obviously these are just reports. It's not like I'm there personally, but people are saying it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. There are no orders. Companies are going bankrupt. They're closing their doors. They're not going to be able to survive this. They need us terribly. Same thing with Canada. Canada can talk a great game. Those people, it's like my, like your little brother picking a fight for you, and letting you fight the battle for him. It's the same thing here. Canada spends zero. I think they got 100 guys in their army. I mean, it's ridiculous. They don't need it. They don't need it. They're right beside the largest and biggest, baddest bear in the woods, and they use us, and they take advantage of that. And why is it that something that costs $1 in the United States, and I send it to Canada to sell it up there, that suddenly it becomes worth $250? That's not fair. That's not fair. Canada should thank their lucky stars they're next to us and treat us and give us a little bit of respect. They should. We can live with everything we can live without everything they make. We can. I saw today, Chris, that idiot on MSNBC, what's his name? It doesn't matter. But one of the commentators was talking about the fact that, where are we going to get our lumber at? What are we going to do? We have lumber. What are you, an idiot? We have a logging industry in the United States. Yeah, it may be a little bit tough for a little while. They'll be inundated with orders, but eventually that industry will grow, and we'll be back. We'll be back fine. We'll be back. But we can't send lumber to Canada because it's too expensive. Nobody will buy it. That's why you never see Fords and Chevrolets in China. That's why you never see just about any product in Canada from the United States, because it's too expensive. You can't send it there because they're going to put it up against their product, and ours is going to be 25 times more expensive. Well, you can't expect to sell much of that. So, even playing field. I said this years ago, decades ago, I was saying this. We need an even playing field. If a country is tariffing us, we need to do the reciprocal thing. They're doing 10%, we do 10%. Make it even. Then it becomes more of a competition based on quality and maybe timely delivery. I don't know. Whole different set of circumstances. Yeah, but at least we're able to compete fairly. I mean, imagine you're playing a baseball game and the opposing team gets four outs and you get 3, and they only need 2 strikes on you to strike you out. That's not fair. That's not fair. You want it to be even. That way, the better product and the better company survives. And competition is great. It's innovative. Competition creates innovation, and that's the way to go. But I'm tired of hearing China. I don't like China. I don't like it, and I don't even like it when he says that Xi's a good guy. He's not a good guy. He would kill you if he had the chance. If he needed you dead, and you were in China, he would have it done. This guy is ruthless. I mean, you're talking about a country that has organ harvesting. All right, I'm back. Another interruption. You know how that goes. Things going on. Where was I at? The tariffs. Yes, in China. I don't think it really takes much explaining it if you've got any kind of sense. You just know that competition is the way to go, and it should be an even playing field, and that's all I'm saying. China doesn't believe in that. They want it all for themselves. They want everything to be tilted towards them so it benefits them. And they've got some serious issues right now in that country. Their real estate their real estate market is absolutely falling apart. They have overbuilt. They've got cities sitting completely empty. I'm talking about cities that hold 1 million people, and there may be 1,000 living there. And it's not just one of them. There's hundreds of them like that. They've overbuilt. They've overextended themselves, and they're reaping a terrible. Their economy is in a tailspin right now. They love to have 5 to 10% growth every year. It's not sustainable. You can't do that, and that's what they've been attempting to do. And that it's not going to continue. It's just not. They're right now in the next year or two. They could be. Well, they've got a serious issue here. As far as their demographics, for one, they don't have as many workers as they did have, or they should have, because of that one-child policy that they put in place back in the 80s. It's catching up with them now, because their rate of reproduction is like 1.18, and in order to be sustainable as a country and as a species, you got to have at least 1.25 in order to replace your population, because what will happen is you'll end up with everybody old, which is what's happening in the United States right now. The baby boomers are all retiring, and Social Security is in a tremendous mess right now. There's nothing you can do about that. It's too late. It's too late to do that. And now with the way the culture works now, you've got people waiting sometimes too late to have children, and they can't have kids. You've got people not marrying. It's a mess, and that's what's going on in China right now. And as far as I'm concerned, that's good for them. The CCP should be disbanded. The Chinese Communist Party should be just obliterated. I'm hoping for a coup over there is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that the economics get so bad, the economy gets so bad from these tariffs. Because this, even if they turn around tomorrow and change this, it's going to take weeks, maybe months to catch up. Because some of these companies that are going out of business are not going to be coming back. And hopefully, a lot of the businesses that are over there, because of the tariff situation and this volatility, will move to the United States and build it over here so that they can sell it here and not have to worry about tariffs. Ultimately, that's what it's all about. We want our industrial base back from China and Vietnam. And that's another thing. Vietnam's sneaky. You got to watch these guys, because what they'll do is China will sell their stuff to Vietnam, and then Vietnam will sell it to the United States. See, to get around this tariff situation. So Trump's going to have to be really careful about this, which I know he knows all this. But it's interesting how that works, because there are so many workarounds that it gets pretty complicated. So anyway, that's all I had to say today, and I'm gonna end it here. I just found out I got to do something, so life gets in the way. So anyway, I will talk to you hopefully tomorrow again, and we will see you then. And until then, you have a good day, and peace out.